Hi! I just realized in the time between now and my next video, I will have taken all of my final exams. Let's do an exam video. I'm reviewing for torts right now. Not that this says torts on it, but I'm reviewing for torts, so at some point I was just going to tell you about all the ridiculous cases anyway, so I figure as I'm going through my notes, I will just study like I'm studying, and I will tell you all the things. Carol towing is like the main tort case that everything opens with. I don't really care about Carol towing. But what I do care about is there's a note case in Carol towing that talks about a shark. A guy falls overboard and a shark bites off his leg, and it's... I don't think we should blame sharks. Anyway, maybe don't fall off a boat. Maybe don't fall into the shark's ocean. There was a Jersey Shore case and TJ Hopper. Oh, I went in and I got the camera, but I didn't get the better highlighter. Much better. I have a tiny one. Yeah, so there was this case. It's, what is it, Yania v. Began? I don't know how to say it. I'm probably saying it incorrectly, but there's these trenches to remove coal. It's like 20 feet high, 16, 18 feet. And the guy works in the industry. And he's with this guy who also works in the industry, and he's like, hey man, you want to check out my trench? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, and he just jumps in. And he dies. Anyway, he just did that for no reason. And because of him, we got the rule that if one creates his own peril, then another has no duty to them. Thanks. Reasonable, prudent person. See, I don't like, you know what I don't like? I don't like duties from occupation of land, like trespassers, licensees, invitees. I'm not a fan of it. I just, like, not a fan. Just too many things. Like, just don't, which is evident by the doodles that day. Don't trespass. What business? Oh my gosh, this was in this class when he was talking. I wrote at the bottom, what business? Just like Kaz Razzle Dazzle. I was like, and so what if somebody comes in and is like, what business? And I was like, Kaz. Top of the page. New York blackout, written in all caps. Gee, wonder what that's about. Privity. I also don't like the word privity. There's a lot of words that I've learned. I thought it was snowing, but it's not. There's a lot of words I learned in this class, either because of the textbook or because of Pi, because he is very loquacious. However, I don't like the word privity. That's just because of torts, but I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan. Whatever that means. Robbins Drydock D. Flint. I liked this case. I don't know why, I just liked it. I think it just made sense. Oh, it is snowing. It is snowing. Okay, yeah, it is snowing. It's supposed to snow quite a bit later today, I think. Or maybe not quite a bit, but it is supposed to snow, generally speaking, later today. Have you considered that we owe third parties nothing? It's just, it's honest, it's, yeah. Anyway, but there's no contract between those. So, I'm like, oh well. Whatever, man. St. Ange rule, October 1st, 2025. Particular foreseeability suffices duty. I have a cutout in my notebook here. Was this the one where the captain of the boat couldn't swim? No, that's the husband. There's like multiple tort cases where it's like, hi, I'm the captain of the boat, and then something happens and I fall off, yet I can't swim. So why are you a captain of a boat? I feel like that should probably be one of the first requirements, is being able to swim. Whatever. Ooh, I think my cold call case is next. Yes. Sindel v. Abbott Labs. What was my F then? My argument was that if the plaintiff is harmed by a product and cannot discern which of the defendants caused harm, then each defendant will be held liable in proportion to its market share, or in proportion to their market share. However, there is an exception, or an add-on, unless the defendant proves they could not have made the product responsible for causing those injuries. I like the word fungible. I think it's Kyle's graph. Oh, Jordan's favorite case. So there is this case that was written like Ryan Ross wrote it, with the most flowery, pretentious language ever. And it was this case, it was ridiculous to read. Like, Jordan was crying on, not actually, she was crying on the couch reading it. I was lying on the couch cracking up reading it because it was just so ridiculous. My highlights were insane for that case. It just got to the point where I was like, I'm just highlighting what I think is funny because it was just a ridiculous case. This guy, so they're running after a train, like Divergent, and they have fireworks on them. And they're jumping onto the train, and as they're trying to run and jump onto the train while carrying fireworks, the fireworks are dropped. So while they're Divergent, while they're running like they're Divergent, they drop their fireworks, and then it gets explode and causes a whole thing. And it's just an absurd case. Absurd case, absurd to read. Like, it's, the events of the case are already so ridiculous, and then the writing of the case was just so bizarre. It inspired me to never try to write creatively when I do legal writing, because I was like, oh my god, that would be what I sound like, and that's terrible. It was bad. It was bad. I'm gonna need to actually get out my iPad or maybe I'll put screenshots of things that were said in that case that I just thought were so bizarre. Because it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. There's some cute doodles on this page from October 20th. Brie, do you remember when you read my copy of If I Stay and there was just like one tiny brown face in pencil written? I did the same thing on this one. I don't know why. I was just like pain and suffering. Pi called roller skating hedonic. Anyway. Pi quote, jaywalk by accident, killing spree. What? I am strictly liable, but I just want to have Wolverines. Pi quote. Sure. I'm so excited to update that I've finished this book on Goodreads. Okay. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really truly am. So there's this case. What is this? Marshall v. something something. There's just like this pig with beef against this guy, and stuff went down. Oh, this is the one where there was a mushroom book. There was a guy, and he got a book about mushrooms, and he took it into the woods, and he was like, you know what, I trust this book 100%, and then he ate the mushrooms and he died. I will maybe see you after the torts exam. This is us before our torts exam. Yay! Us after Pi's exam. I totally forgot you took the before video. Turkey. Oh my god. I cannot. Us before contracts.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
We're excited. We're gonna contract contracts that have never been contracted before. Hiya, Breezy. Okay, so I am officially free from my first semester of law school. Yay. Okay, so what am I gonna say? So the lighting on this is probably gonna be atrocious because, well, the lighting on this is probably not gonna be good because it is, I'm just going on a short walk, but it is kind of like, yay! The sun is setting, so it's gonna be darker. I'm just going on a short little walk, but I wanted to film a little snowy video for today. Because low-key, I go home in 2 days. So I wanted to do a video in the snow since I won't be in the snow soon. I think, oh wow, you're not gonna be able to see me at all. I'm just like darkness, emo, just like Brie. Oh, that's better. Which, I mean, the sun is setting, yeah, so. I know camera. I know I recorded clips from when I was studying for torts on, I don't remember what day it was. I know I recorded clips when I was studying for my torts exam and just like kind of commentating on the cases, and so I figured I would tell you a few other cases that come to mind as favorites or standouts from the semester, because goodness knows I did not read any novels this semester, but I did read many cases. We'll start off with Civ Pro since I took my last final today and it was Civ Pro. So for those who don't know, civil procedure is about the procedure of civil cases. That was a circular explanation. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. So it's just about like, if you get taken to court for something that isn't criminal, what are you allowed to do? All the cases you read for Civ Pro are like, here's what happened and here's what went wrong and here's what the parties did. But ultimately, a lot of that doesn't matter, because what matters is the rules that were taken away from those cases. So my favorite case is one that I already mentioned, and I think I actually mentioned it in a walk video that is much like this one, but it was all green. I think it's in my This Is Why I Moved Here video, and it's Christian v. Mattel. I love Christian v. Mattel. I love it. I love Christian v. Mattel. It's so silly. It's a copyright suit for the shape of a Barbie's head. They find out that there was in fact not copyright. Guy gets so upset, starts throwing Barbie dolls across the courtroom. Just crazy. And then the sanction that's filed, the Rule 11 motion, which is where this comes in, because we're not actually studying the Barbie doll case, we're studying the fact that a Rule 11 was used improperly. And so actually, in terms of Rule 11, the guy throwing the Barbies did nothing wrong, because the issue with Rule 11, the issues of Rule 11, have to do with written and signed documents and the lack thereof. And throwing Barbies has nothing to do with that. So filing a Rule 11 motion in Christian v. Mattel was improper. And the mechanics of that case are kind of boring. However, I love the silliness of Christian v. Mattel, and at the moment, I can't think of any other Civ Pro cases I want to discuss. I just can't. I really liked the Piper aircraft case. I don't know why. It was just about jurisdiction. There's a plane crash and they're arguing about where it can be heard. I think it ends up getting heard in Scotland. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know why I liked that case so much. I just enjoyed reading it. I remember reading it and being like, oh wow, this is interesting. I wonder where it's gonna end up. There were interesting cases, sure, but I can't really think of any others that I can name by name for a reason other than just having to know them. Like, if you want to talk about International Shoe, I can talk about International Shoe, but quite frankly, personally, me, I don't care. So that's Civ Pro. I did torts already, and then now we'll talk about contracts. Contracts, I mean, there's really only one case. There's really only one case, and if you know, you know. The chicken case. Is the word chicken ambiguous in a contract for chicken? Did they know it would be boiled? Did they know? Did they know what kind of chicken it would be? Did they know what size chicken it would be? Oh, there's just so many options. And you know, per the case and the resources, the German word for chicken is, there's more specific ones. And so how does that play in? We should be considering other languages and their different linguistic meanings of the word chicken. Like, why are we not doing that? We should be doing that. What does the word chicken mean to you? What do you think of chicken? What do you think the word chicken means? And that was the entire case. And I read that case. I read that case the night and morning that The Life of a Showgirl came out. And I was just so pish-poshed. And then I opened my book and I continue reading a case about chicken. What is the meaning of chicken? Oh my God.
And then I'm in class, I'm like, oh my god, I bet you I'm gonna get cold called on this chicken case. And then I got asked to explain how the German word chicken that I'm not gonna pronounce, because I can't say it right, was ambiguous. How did that help the case? Did it influence the case? Did it benefit from it? How did it change the course of the entire case? And I was like, so I just got cold called on the chicken case. Sure. I'm not gonna walk any farther because it's getting dark, but I just really wanted to see the Christmassy area at sunset. It was worth the cute little walk, a little sunset stroll to a Christmas village. It's getting a little warmer because the ice in some spots has been melting in patches. But, so yeah, that's the chicken case. I love the chicken case. The chicken case, when I was reading the chicken case, it felt like nothing was real. This is clear, this ornament looks clearer to me than the chicken case felt when I was reading it. The chicken case made me feel like I was going crazy. The chicken case made me feel like I was losing my mind. Can't with the chicken case. Anyway, I just remembered something funny. Anyway, I've gone over torts cases, I've gone over the Civ Pro cases. Contracts, I'm gonna be honest, aside from the chicken case, all contract cases are just, they're a joy to behold. I never have any issue or beef with contract cases. I love contracts. Contracts, I think contracts is beautiful. I love contracts. I think it just makes sense. You know, Kennedy said the other day she thinks the reason why it clicks with her so well, and it makes sense, is because there's actually a fairness standard. And yeah, I hadn't really thought about it too hard in terms of why it might make sense more than other courses, but there's much more of a fairness standard with contracts than anything else. I think my camera is about to die, so before I go, I'm gonna do an overall ranking of those classes. Just the three content classes. So the very bottom, I'm gonna go with Civ Pro. Civ Pro, I'm sorry, Christian V. Mattel, you are my favorite case, but I think you're my least favorite overall. I'm sorry. Sorry. Next, I'm gonna say, I feel like in the subject as a whole, I'm gonna say torts. Torts, I love you, torts. I love you, Professor Pi. But contracts, she's just contracts, she's the full package. There's nothing. Torts, honestly, torts loses points because I don't like the textbook. There are way too many note cases. I hate note cases. It distresses me. I already have to be prepared for one case and then one giant case, and then you give me 15 more tiny ones. No, I do not care for note cases, and therefore the torts textbook brings it down. But contracts, the contracts textbook, she's perfect. Professor Abley is wonderful. And more than anything, contracts, it just makes sense. So I think if I had to rank them, Civ Pro, torts, contracts. There you have it. And there is the sunset. And one last thing though, we can't forget, Breezy Lee. Breezy Lee. I will see you on Thursday. I will see you on Thursday. And I'll see you on Friday too, because I'm forcing you to still post a video. If you don't post a video, you're out. I'm just kidding. That was really harsh. We're still videoing. We're gonna pull up George Orwell. We're gonna be on the mic. We're gonna be doing stand-up podcast routine like the most insufferable duo of all time. It's gonna be fabulous. The only thing that's gonna be more entertaining than us is a podcast with us and John and Hank. That's the only thing that could do it. It's the only thing. And so Breezy, I will see you on Thursday, but I'll also see you on Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. Ooh.